assignment before you came to like watch some of your routines and learn more about you, but I think it would be great for them to hear from you, like, you know, what country you swam for, and, you know, when, you know, about your family when you came to America, and kind of what you do now.
Yeah. I think for me now it's much. Tell me first of all if you understand everything, because my accent is still Spanish. I'm learning, but anything you don't understand, you just make me repeat without any problem. Okay? Okay. So I think that now I feel much more adapted to the new, everything new. Because imagine when you change in a new country, everything is very different, and even the little things. For example, um, silly things like the dates of the month, day, and year. In Europe, we do it the opposite. You know, we put always the day after the month, and then always when I see the things upside down, it's very strange for me still. And like this, it's everything is like very different. But I'm a person who likes a lot challenges and likes to go through adversity, because I feel I'm growing. So when USA Synchro asked me to come here, I was actually very excited, because it was in a moment that I stopped being a swimmer, I started being a coach, and at some point, even it was a very cool job what I had before, because it was going to different countries doing only choreographies, which is for me something very easy and pleasant to do. I was missing the team part, you know, to have a project together, to have all the ups and downs, to have a long-term things to achieve a dream, you know. When you go as a coach to do choreographies in other clubs or countries, it's very rewarding, because everybody loves you, because it's only 1 week. So it's only the good part, but I was missing a little bit also the other parts, no? All the kind of problems that you can have as an athlete, and the feeling that you can help on growing and learn. I was missing it. So I was starting to think, okay, it's time to settle down and start in a place. Also because my family was growing, so it was time to not travel so much. And it just arrived to a point that 3 or 4 countries were connecting me to be the coach, and I decided to come to the US, because you know what, when I was little, I discovered synchro because of the team of 1996. It was the first time I saw synchro in my life. Not the first time, but the first time that I was like with goosebumps, you know? And then I was like shocked with the team, the US team. And I was like playing and playing and playing every time, the free team I remember. And I thought that at this point I decided to be a synchronized swimmer, and my life changed from that day. So I feel very grateful for this country. So I decided to come here because I think I can give a lot to the country, to give back what you gave me. So that's why I'm here.
Wow, that's some great perspective. I don't think I ever heard you talk about that. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, actually, I don't have the opportunity to say it too much times, neither.
Well, thank you so much for coming to America and for helping us.
I mean, I'm also growing with all of you. For example, today for me, it's not that I'm only teaching. Every time I do a class, I learn also from the swimmers. So for me, it's not that I'm helping only. You're helping me also, no? So it's together, yeah.
Yeah, and thank you for your family too. I don't think your kids had much choice, but to them and to your husband as well.
No, but actually it's good for them because they learn English, and it's a good country to go, no? I mean, if another country will ask me, I will think more. But the US, you know, no, it's a good place to be.
Okay.
Hmm.
Great perspective. Okay, so we have 7 questions for you from the athletes,
Okay.
and I think it would be best to do all the questions first, and then maybe you can share some more specific ideas. So let's start with question 1.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, my name is Emma. So my question was, sometimes it's hard to maintain your motivation, whether it's like at a practice or a meet, and at times we all feel uninspired. So I was wondering, how do you push yourself that extra bit when you feel lazy and you don't want to work out?
Yeah, this is a very, very good question because all of us feel like this a lot of times. I'm personally a very hard worker because I'm in love on working hard, you know? I'm in love in the process of like the path to arrive to a point. And I think what I do, it's, or I try to teach to my swimmers, is that any detail, you can see it as a normal thing or a cool thing. It's not the thing, it's how you look at the thing, you know? And a lot of times it's like, okay, I have to do 10 push-ups, this is boring, but okay, I will put a toilet paper in my head and it cannot fall, or I will do it with music and I will do with rhythm, or I will actually think that this is making me strong, or you know, I don't think about the pain or that I'm tired. I think that, okay, what I want this, so I have to pay this price to arrive here. This makes me motivate to do all the process, no? So I think it's very important to have in your head, like, what's the purpose in your action, no? If a lot of swimmers is like, okay, I just do what the coach tell me, but if you know why you're doing it, it's much easier, because otherwise it's not funny to do 10 push-ups, you know? But at least I know it's for something and I want this thing. And of course, nothing is for free, you know? All the great things have big prices to pay, all of them. There's nothing for free that it's great. There's always I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about, you know, things that you don't like so much, but the result that you want to arrive requires this process. So you have to understand that not everything will be super cool, and that some things are hard, and that's all. So you just pass through them as much fun as you can, no? And when you feel lazy sometimes, if it's too much days in a row, sometimes it's good to give you one day to, okay, rest and think, I want to do this or not. And then I give myself the choice of, okay, what if now I decide to stop? I don't do it, you know? I do this move in my head and I say, okay, when I was a swimmer more, because it's hard physically, I was like, okay, tomorrow I don't go to practice. What happens? Okay, I don't go. My coach is mad, okay? I just tell an excuse maybe, or maybe I say the truth. And this is another day, and then I quit because I'm not doing what I need to do. If this is what I want, or I want the result or the long process benefits of it, right? Why you're doing synchro? You're talking about synchro, no? I imagine. Why you're doing synchro, for example? I'm asking you.
I'm doing synchro, one, because I love it, and also it's physically challenging. Like you mentioned, I can feel myself getting better. So I like the challenge element of it, but also sometimes, like, when I'm just not having a good day, that's when I feel and like I don't want to work as hard today. But
yeah, I understand completely. And this is actually one more challenge. The real challenge is when I don't have the strength, I don't find the strength. Then this is what makes the difference. Like, how old are you?
I'm 16.
Okay, 16. This is actually a very good education for your future. Sports gives you a lot of values, right? So why you're doing school? Because you want to have a future where you can have, like, live and in the conditions you want to live, no? So sport, it's also a kind of education, and it's giving you tools to arrive wherever you want. So the real challenge is when you're like this, when I feel the pain and I'm tired and I'm lazy and I don't want to push myself. Now is what I'm learning how to pass this line. And if I pass this line, I'm growing 100 million times more than if I do it when it's easy, right? And this is always when I felt like this, I was taking as an opportunity, a very good opportunity to, okay, now I have the chance to grow this much. Every day when it's easy, I grow this much, but now in once, I grow this. And this will make me like feel proud more than ever, because even if I didn't want it, I found a way to do it. And it's also self-confidence that it's here. So think about this when it will be difficult. Think, okay, now I have the choice to push myself of just pass the time, how I want to finish, proud or just it was a bad day. You give yourself this choice, and then you see it, okay, I want the pride, okay, let's go. I want this future in myself because I'm learning a lot of things for your future jobs, for life, because life is competitive. Life is like this. It's not like school, you know? So it's more real than any school, do sport, if you train in like seriously, right? So yeah, this is the real challenge for me. When you have this big opportunity in front of you, you choose, you give up, or okay, let's go, and then I have like, it's me 2 times bigger than before. I think this is my way, but of course, a lot of people have others. But mainly know the why. If you have the why, you have the how.
Thank you.
I don't know if I helped.
All right. Thank you, Emma and Andrea. Let's go on to question 2.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Veronica. And so like when you swim your routines, like your Spanish routine, the one with the golden caps and like everything, it was really nice. You were like hyping everyone up in the tense moment, like right after you swim and waiting for your results. My question is, how do you get out of your own head when you're swimming? Like get of your individual mentality and then go towards the team mentality.
Because also it's again the why. For me, it's very important, and I don't do synchro only for myself. I do it because why we're doing sport. Okay, to be healthy, it's one reason, but also because what we're giving to others, it's very important. To feel that you're useful for this world. Yes. So if you know that what you're doing is making people happy, it's much better, everything. And then with the years, I realized that, okay, one, I want to give to the spectators, to the audience, what they want. Because they paid money to be there, not always if it's a normal competition, but for example, in this competition, people was paying a lot of money to watch us. So they don't want to see just you trying to survive in the water. They want to see show, they want to feel, they want to have goosebumps, they want to have fun. So your goal also is to give this, because you are an entertainer, because you are an athlete. Why a sports, otherwise you will do it, sorry, for sometimes my English, I get confused, but I think you're understanding me, right? Sometimes if you are not this kind of person, you will do just, you know, if you only want the benefit for yourself, you will go out of your house and start running because you want only to be healthy, you know, or work out by yourself. But you're doing a team sport, you chose to do a team sport, and you choose an artistic sport. And if you choose this is because you like these 2 things. You like the team, otherwise you will do swimming. And second, you like the artistic part, which means art makes feel other people, you know, creates emotions. So when I swim, or anytime that I'm with people watching me, I try to give them what they want, because I know they want the show. I know they want these goosebumps again. So that's why I don't think about myself. I just think about why I'm here, no? It's for them. And it's much more funny, and when you finish and you know that you inspired others, or you helped others, or you made others feel things, good things, you feel much better. Try because it's much more rewarding. Show must go on. And I think in America you're great on this. It's much everything. It's a spectacle. No, how you say it? A show. Everything. I mean, comparing to Europe, what?
A spectacle.
Spectacle.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing that surprises me here is that everything can be super amazing, and you're the kings of the marketing, right? Comparing to Europe, much more. I mean, it's in your blood to make everything a show and much more amazing. You know, everything. All the competitions. You go to a college competition and it's great. It's like you have fun. So you have it in your culture a lot. So make it as well. Yeah.
Did that answer your question, Valeria?
I'm not sure.
You can always follow up if not.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. How about number 3?
Hi, I'm Alex. And one thing I noticed, and I think a lot of us did when we were watching you swim or some of the videos, was like how sharp you were. And
Yeah.
we were wondering like how you build that and maintain that, and if you do stuff like how you move so fast, and if you do stuff on land to achieve that.
Yeah. Also think that the more you practice, the more powerful you will be. It's like direct relation, no? Like more hours, more power. That's like because your body is like the more you study, the better results in a test, right? So it's the same. And in our case, we were working a lot every day. In Spain, we were training more than 8 hours a day. So there's things that just because you are there, you have the strength. But also there are specific exercises that we can do later all together that I will show you that they are actually fun, that helps a lot to understand. For example, when I arrived here, I tried to show how to be sharp to my swimmers, to the national team. At the beginning, they couldn't do it. I was very surprised because for me, like fast, boom, that's all, you know, like as fast as you can from here to here. This is sharp, no? But some of them it was not possible because they didn't still understand that it's not move from here to here, it's as fast as you can. And if your muscle cannot do it, you need to prepare it. So I started to do a lot of exercises that I will show you now, and you can do it on your own at home also if you really want to improve on this. And yeah, there's people who do weights, you know, weightlifting. This, if it's not very heavy that you go slow, then it's like you have fast, like the weight that you can start doing it fast, then it's helpful. But I don't think you guys have time to go to the gym to do weights. So it's better some exercises that I will show you with pillows actually and things like this. And the more you try to, but I will show you now all together. You will see it very easy, more than with words, and you will see it. But this is time, eh? It's not one day. It requires consistency and exercise, that's all. Yeah, it's not because I'm doing nothing special, then more practice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be it's a good time to introduce some of that faster movement because we've been working a lot on our basic strength, like doing push-ups and doing squats. And so I think they'll be able to start connecting and moving a little bit faster.
For example, push-ups, there is one way to do them, which is at the beginning is hard, no? But if you're doing always slow, you're not training the fast fibers, and then you can do some of them slow, and then, okay, the last 3, you try to do a jump. When you try to jump, then you realize that you have to go fast, yes or yes, no? And then it becomes much sharp, everything, because you learn how to move fast. Just because imagine you want to jump like this, like very high, if you go slow, you will not, no. When you want to jump, you go fast, boom, right? So it's the same sensation with arms also. Like a push-up I can do, imagine you want to jump, then you will go fast for sure. And you also give the tools to your muscles to do it later.
Thank you. All right. Number 4.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Savannah. And okay, so I've noticed that a lot of your routines are really sharp, but they're also really graceful and fluid. And I think a lot of us, including me, struggle with being very one-sided. So either sharp or really graceful. For example, I feel like I'm really always so sharp, but I can never be graceful. And then other people have like vice versa. So how do you find a balance between them?
Can you define me what is graceful? Like you mean like move smoothly like this, or like actually be able to put all the body in? Like what means graceful exactly?
For me, it's just like being very like fluid with your movements, almost like you're dancing in a water, sort of the choreography you'd see in a solo.
Yeah, yeah. I think this needs dance out of the water. We're doing dance every week. Like you don't need a special teacher. We do just YouTube dances and we follow them. And also everything that you do, if it comes from the heart, then it's beautiful. It has grace. If it's just repeat a movement and there is doubt in your head, then it's not graceful. You know, it's very important that you don't actually care at all about what people think, right? I don't know if you think sometimes like you don't feel the confidence to show yourself, and because it happens a lot. And if this happens, remember that nobody cares what you will do. Yeah, I mean, it's sad, but it's true. And yeah, some people care, like your parents care what you do, but how you move will not define you too much. So like not make it so important. The only thing you have to do is like feel it, because you want to actually enjoy the movement, and then when you enjoy it becomes natural, and when it's natural it's beautiful. You know, the only thing you have to boom, it's the doubt, like I'm not so good in grace. No, you said no, I'm not so good. No, I want to learn this grace. So try to move just bigger. Like usually when you are sharp, it's because we cut the movement. But if you want to do like kind of different things, you have to go much bigger than what you think. And one way to do it is imagine that instead of air, it's I don't know, like butter or glue. So it's actually not so easy. You have to like boom, put resistance, and it's not so easy. It's boom, it's sticky. You know what I mean? This helps a lot also to learn how to move with this grace that you say, like not put all the energy of every muscle, because it's not air, it's hard, you know. So you have to push and pam pam pam. This is also helpful, but I think we can do at the end, we can do a little class of how to feel the movement. I will show you too how I work on it, so you will understand better. But mainly is the mind, eh? If you believe you can do it, it will happen. If you I'm not good, then no. Yeah.
All right. I think we're into like the issue that I think came up the most often when we were preparing for this session. And the next question has some overlap, but I think that we should ask it anyways, because I think this is really what people want to hear about. So let's go ahead with number 5.
Hi, I'm Megan. My question is that a lot of us haven't really done choreography that's outside of like the standard like movements before, and we noticed when watching your routines, we were really impressed by your choreography, and so we were wondering like how you come up with creative movements to do in your routines.
Here there's a lot of things to talk about, but first of all, I tell you how like how it comes to my mind. For example, you have sometimes some ideas that came to your mind, not about synchro, anything. You know, like what you like to do. You draw sometimes, or you write, or there's anything that you do that you like to do besides of synchro. Or I just had an idea. I will just put a seed and grow a plant. How you have sometimes ideas, no? I'm sure. Yeah. So Excuse me, I didn't heard the last
I was
comment.
asking Megan. Megan, what do you like to do outside synchro?
Oh, I write a lot.
You're right. So when you write, do you express whatever it comes?
Yeah, sometimes.
Like a diary, no, or just your thoughts or something. So if they came to your mind and you don't filter them, no, you don't say, no, this is not good, I will not write it, or yes, you say it.
I mean, a lot of times I'm writing for school, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of thinking about what I'm saying, but sometimes when I'm just like writing other stuff, I just write what I think.
Yeah. Then like do a choreography is the same. Is I just write what I think. I don't do it for school or for others. I think just because what I have inside, I want to express it, and I express it with a movement. If sometimes you're sad or anything and you write in notes like why you're sad, you can also express it with words like or you can express it with movement. No, for example, sadness usually is in like internalized things, so it's closing things. No, it's like you want to be alone, you don't want to be loud, no, when you're sad. So it's respect your emotions and the same way that you do it when you write. It's not filter. It's not doing for others in this case, it's just expressing what is inside without thinking if it's beautiful or not, you know? And so for example, if I put I don't know, a song, for example, for the duet, no? What for me this song is saying, what the singer was feeling, when he was singing this song. You recognize the emotion and then you feel this emotion because all of us had these moments of all kind of emotions. So how my body is moving to express this emotion. And if you never did it, today we can start because it's another way to be free of expressing yourself, and it's very good for the soul, you know, because it helps a lot for happiness to not close everything and be able to be yourself, at least through movement. So again, it's just like the same you do with writing, that you don't filter, you just write what you think when it's for you. Then dancing is the same. For me, I can say I'm sad because today my friends blah blah blah, or for me I can do like and then because I'm also mad, and then I can just I want to go out of here, but not because I'm sad again. You know, it's for me every movement has a meaning, and I don't put words like I did now. It's just like my body. It's I want to be alone because you're hurting me. No, this movement. For me, it's protection, no? So I try to put emotions in every movement. I don't know if it makes sense or I'm talking Chinese or you know what I'm talking about or yes?
Yeah, I think that's really helpful. And that's something I was actually thinking about earlier because I rewatched the duets in the last Olympics, and I was looking for routines that really express that emotion, and I didn't see very many. And I think that's one thing that really stood out. I think a lot of these athletes have seen the robot routine and some of the recent USA choreography, and I actually, it's funny to hear you say that each movement has a meaning, because that is exactly what I thought when I watched it. I said, this is interesting because it doesn't. Sometimes synchro just looks like a competition of who can move the fastest,
Yeah.
but it feels random.
Yeah.
Like random move over here and then random moves over here and then figure with your legs.
Yeah. You can do this because it's competition, but then nobody will remember your routines never, no? And for me, this is boring. I like when somebody, like what I said before, no, remembers the routine, like you're remembering the robot. There's not just, the robot is very interesting because the robot is the less emotional thing that I ever did, because actually in a robot don't have emotions. But I like so much this kind of music. I think it's very interesting, all the sounds and everything. And this was pure like just I was looking how an arm can move, no? How I can like make seems that I'm not human. This is for me was cool. So I was trying to do arms that really I never did before because it was cool, you know? But also because I was watching a lot of dancers that are robot dancers. So I got inspired of how they move. I tried by myself and then to the team and all these things. No, it's not that everything is in my mind and I have the result. You have to look dances, get inspired with a lot of professionals, listen to music a lot. What I do a lot of times is at night, I put my music in the AirPods and then I close my eyes, I just listen to the music, I enjoy the music, you know? And then suddenly, boom, I have an image, like when you have an idea and you write it, I have an image or I have a highlight that I want to do or something, and then I write it down to not forget. And I give space, time to have inspiration. And how usually for me it works at night because it's when everybody is sleeping, I feel more creative. Somebody can feel creative in the morning. And then I put the music in my ears and this makes me imagine things. And I don't force myself, you know, if they come, and if not, I will wait for tomorrow because I don't want this pressure, no? Creativity is very delicate and if you put pressure, it doesn't work. It has to be very free. Like when you write, it's not because your mom is telling you to write, no? It's because you just have the need to write. This is what happens with art.
Thank you. All right. Question 6.
Hi, I'm Andrea. So my question is, sometimes we get really like anxious and nervous about big competitions. Yeah. And what's your like mindset in a competition? How do you manage that anxiety?
I was very bad at competition. Like I was training always super when I was your age. I was super good at practice, but competition was a mess. And I was like super frustrated. And then I started to like how we arrange this. And mostly is I was imagining, I mean, I'm sure you heard about it before, but for example, we had a figure before that was Barracuda 360. I think in juniors before, I don't know now. I think that's not this.
Some of them have to do that with a double ballet leg before. The double ballet leg.
Yeah, Rio. And then I was always, boom, like flat in the water. And like I had one world championship that I was, boom, and taka. So imagine that day I almost died. And then I was, this is worse because then you're afraid of it. And one day I said, okay, enough. And then I was, okay, I will change it in my mind before I start again practice because every time, I mean, it's something in my mind, obviously, because it's only competition, no? So I was trying to imagine the competition well done and change my memories to the future I wanted, how I want to feel, no? How, like, because I'm a hard believer that you can build the future however you want to do it. So you're the master of your destiny, you know? And it's not that you are a toy of what the circumstances. You can make it happen whatever you want in everything. And some things you cannot control now, but if you control how's your reaction, because yes, you can control your reactions from the things that you cannot control, then you have the power of everything you want. And then I said, okay, I have to change it in my mind because it's here, everything, no? And then I was imagining I arrived to the pool, the judges, everything, my sensations, how I feel. And I was saying, okay, I don't want to feel like this. I hate it, right? I want to feel good and I want to feel like it's not, I'm gonna die if I fall or whatever, no? And then I was like, okay, recreate the movie. I'm actually okay. And I'm going to the judges and pum, pum, and imagine myself, perfect, pum, and happy. But a lot of times was pum and falling in my head still because my brain was creating this, no? And then I think I took like 6 months to have the first Barracuda well done in my head. And from the first day I finally had the Barracuda in my head, well done, happy, and not nervous. From that day, I never competed bad again. And I really wish that if you are the ones that like some people compete worse than how they train to do these exercises, because it's really how you want to make it happen, no? And it starts here. For example, also another thing that helped me a lot, not for so many technique things, it was that take out some importance, because it's not such a big deal, you know. If you fail, nobody will kill you, right? I mean, what will happen? I mean, if you are a person who works in a brain surgery or deactivating bombs, no? You know, deactivating is the word?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So people who really, if they fail, they die or they kill somebody, then yes, you have to be super nervous. But our job, like our hobby, there's nothing dangerous from it, no? And we are not only also one sport that it's so risky, like for example, the big wave surfers, if they fail, they can have very big injuries, but it's not our case. So it's not such a big deal. The worst that can happen is that you are wrong in something, or that you're too tired or whatever, but who cares? It's only 3 minutes, right? And then you rest, and then you forget, and then you take it as a new experience for the future. So take out some pressure in, because it's not so difficult what we do. And also, when a lot of people, this is, I'm getting maybe too long, yeah, but because I have so many, I could talk about this for hours after 20 years training. But when I realized that to be nervous is actually a good thing for competing, I think I wrote this in Instagram, so maybe some of you already read it, but adrenaline, which is the hormone that you activate when you're nervous, makes you be superwoman, because this hormone makes your muscles stronger, your focus more focused, like your brain more focused, and it gives you tools that otherwise without adrenaline you will not have. So actually, when I was competing and feeling boom 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 these butterflies, I was like, good, this is like, it's superpowers that I'm having to compete better, no? So instead of taking these butterflies as a bad thing, like, no, I don't want to be nervous, no. Okay, perfect, thank you, because now I'm stronger than ever to swim better, you know? And also because if you're nervous means that you care, and that it's actually a thing that it's important for you, which it's much better to be than to be bored, right? So why not to be nervous? It's not so bad. Yeah, this is, I think, the 4 things that help me more. But of course, there's a million of other things like meditation, blah blah blah, experience, train more and more and more, like simulate competitions to change your mood about the competition, you know? This helps a lot also.
Wonderful. I'm sure we can all use that advice, especially because we still have performances after synchro, like in life, at meetings,
Yeah.
presentations, and all kinds of things.
Okay.
Being the president of the country, you know, maybe somebody here could be the president one day, and we'll have to, you know, be good in front of people.
Yeah. Completely. Yeah.
Okay, we have one more question. I think it's a really good one. Let's hear number 7.
Hi, I'm Sarah. So I was wondering, how do you build confidence in yourself in and out of the pool?
Okay, tricky one. Look, I was the most shy person in the world, and because I had a difficult childhood, but I think sport gave me the confidence, mainly because I think I realized that the more you work and the more intention that you put in anything, the more you grow. And when you grow, you feel confident, because you feel like you're driving your life, you know. And if you depend on people, or you become lazy, then everything becomes like, you don't feel growth, you don't feel, sorry, I have the babies crying. Okay, yeah, okay, under control. Sorry. I think that with the time it comes, because if you really work with enjoyment and you really work with drive, you will have results, you know, and the results, it's the proof that you're doing well, and that the fact that you're doing well, that you're proving yourself, this gives you confidence. But it's a process. It's not one day, right? And I tell you, it will happen if you work hard in anything. You will become confident because you will see that you're doing what you want and you're achieving goals. It's about achieving goals that you really want to do, and you make them happen. I think this is the most powerful tool to give you confidence. And the second one is that I was super, 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 super shy and like this. And I was like thinking that everybody was judging me. And when I realized that I'm not judging everybody, you know, I mean, it's not so important what you do for the people. So it's again taking out pressure, because whatever you do, like, it's not so important, you know. So why don't do whatever you want instead of what the people want you to do? And then when you realize that you can be yourself, that you only have to be what you feel you have to be, then the confidence, it's boom, super high, because you feel free to be you. If you try to cut yourself and no, I cannot do this because then people will think, then the fear is there, no, not confidence. But if you change this fear for, let's go, why not, why I cannot do this, what's the consequence of being myself? Nothing. Happiness, it's the consequence. This is the only important thing, to respect how you are, because if the world made you like this, it's because you have to be like this, you know. And for example, I think that everybody has different gifts, okay, and nature gave you some gifts that are unique in you, okay. Maybe you still didn't find them because you're hiding them, because sometimes when they are very special, you are afraid to show them, yes. But think about it, because if the nature gave you this, it's because it's your duty or job, or yeah, it's your duty to make it big, to use it for the world, okay. Otherwise they will not give you this, no, or God, or whatever you think about it, okay, you believe in. So confidence arrives when you are yourself, so you're not afraid of being you, and second, when you feel useful. I think this is very important, because we are here for something, to make the world better. And when you feel useful, because you are yourself, using your gifts to give to the world what you're meant to do, then you're super powerful woman. You feel empowered, and fear goes out. I don't know if I went too deep, maybe, but who cares again?
I think it's just the perfect amount, and I'm definitely going to quote you on what's the consequence of being myself? Happiness. I'm going to definitely keep that one, and I'm sure that other people will as well. Thank you.
If there is some people who don't like it, okay, it's not the people who has to be on your side, you know, or they are not God to tell you that this is not right, you know. They have the same right than you. Like, I don't know why some people still don't accept others to be different, you know. But if they think and they try to affect you, don't give them the present to achieve what they want, which is hurt you, right? Like, okay, you want to give me this, but I don't accept this present, you know. I prefer the other way. I prefer the happiness of being brave, to respect my personality.
Yeah, I've also realized about myself, like recently, so I think sometimes when you're trying to do something great or special or really go for it, sometimes there's people around you that you thought that you think love you and you think support you, but they have negative things to say about your goal. And I think that can sometimes be distracting. Do you have any suggestions on how to deal with that?
Yeah, a lot. This happens a lot, especially with the people who didn't. Because why the people sometimes they do this? Imagine you do one thing that somebody don't like. Usually it's because you being free to do it makes them think that they are not free because they are not brave. I don't know if I'm explaining myself well, but imagine I want to do this, okay, but this I don't know. My mom says that no, you cannot do this. What I don't know why, okay, and then I'm doing it, and this not my mom, sorry, a friend. I do it, and they feel that they are failing. You know that they are not brave to do it, so it's bothering them because I don't know if I can explain it in English well. Sorry. Like you make them jealous of being free, you know, and instead of learning from you, they feel under, so they attack. And always when somebody attacks you, remember they don't attack you because they want to hurt you. It's because they are in a bad situation. They are the victims, but they don't want to feel victims, so they want to feel that everybody is the same, and then that's why they attack. But the only thing they need is love, you know. So instead of being mad or upset, just give them love. Actually help them to see it in another reality, and then you have two results. You are yourself, they don't bother you, and you help them, you know. So
yeah, that's
yeah.
a lot of good results.
Yeah, I think when somebody tells me negative things, I try to help them to see it in another way, but with love, actually love, not like nah, nah. No, I don't react. I just try to help them, and then suddenly it changed completely everything.
Thank you. Okay, well, I think that was all of our questions, at least for now, for one session. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe let's we can do a little bit of if you want, Ali, we can do a little bit of sharpness things to rise the mood after so much philosophy.
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, so grab a pillow if you have, or you know, for example, this. Do you have one of these? Yes, no?
Is this size okay?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Anything that you can punch. Wait, I wait for Ali and everybody has it? Let me see if you can see me. Okay, so one of the exercises that it's helpful for sharpness that I invented just here in quarantine, because usually you don't work with pillows. It's like a little bit of boxing lessons, because the concept of fast, it helps a lot if you want to have a goal. For example, jump is a goal, no? I have to separate my feet from the floor. Faster is not a precise goal. It can be more and more and never ending, no? But if I have a precise goal, it's much easier. For example, if I'm here and I want this pillow to touch the wall, I have to do it in a way that's super, super sharp, or it will fall before, no? I can do like this, and it's here, or I can put like all my energy, let's see if you see, and do boom, okay? And then it arrives to the wall. So put yourself like 10 feet far from a wall, and try to like really super, 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 super sharp, like strong, and the pillow has to arrive to the wall. If it doesn't arrive, go closer or faster until it arrives, and then you understand how to do it. Yeah. Another way to do it, guys, some of you are doing it like only the arm, and when I do sharp, I do it from the stomach, almost like all my muscles, like super, 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 involving the maximum amount of muscles of your body. And visualize it. Visualize like you're breaking the wall almost, you know? Yeah. Let's do 10 with one arm and 10 with the other arm. Like completely, if you're touching the wall, go a little bit more far. Pa, maximum, maximum. 10 with each arm. Yeah. Be careful if you break anything. Let's go. This is good also for liberate yourself. Maximum strong. More far. In the center of the pillow. It feels better if the pillow goes far. When you did 10 with each arm, you tell me. Pa! Maximum. Yes. Okay, now we will do, I think you did 10, no? Already? You're liking it. Okay, now the same, like, actually like taekwondo style with the legs. Be careful if you have anything that can be broken. So the same with the leg. Let me see if you see me. For example, here, I have here the cushion and I do pa! Like this. Super like martial arts, actually, okay? And you want to send the pillow like boom, destroy it, like even so sharp that the pillow breaks almost, with all your intention. It requires a little bit of coordination. One more time. Yes. And pa! Maximum. Yes. Some of you are doing much sharper than I thought. Bam! Yes. Katerina, super sharp. Yes. Ooh, Rebecca. Nice. Be careful if it goes out, Sarah. You will lose the pillow. Yeah. Another way to do it, it's, for example, let me see if you see me. Imagine you have a sofa or a mat, and you want to do pump, like really pump or pump, something that creates a lot of noise. Like you really feel good because you're giving everything. This is also good. Like for example, you did the kicks already? Yeah, no? Like now let's for example, I have a pillow here. Let me see if you see it here, okay? And I want to just now, like imagine it's some like boxers completely pam, maximum, super sharp. Imagine it's something that you hate and you just, destroy it. Or the sofa, for example, some of you have a sofa there or a couch. 10, destroy this thing. It's your chance. You hate it, so destroy it with all your anger. Come on, more anger. Yes. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Okay, yes. Andrea, you're this, I don't know what you're hating, but he's suffering. Good. Yes, and I'm sure you're realizing that when you have a goal, for example, this or do a push-up, for example, try to do a push-up that you actually jump like this. So instead of like this, I try to jump like pump. I try to jump, and then you will do much faster and sharper. Try, for example, 5 push-ups jumping, only 5. Yes. Katerina, you're strong. Wait, are you? What? Why are you so strong? Ali, what are you doing? My swimmers cannot do this, I think. Good. Yes. When you do like this, you build the fast fibers of your muscles, and then you can be sharp. Otherwise, even if you want, you can't, And having precise goals like for example, the next one will do a clap in the air, no? Boom, boom, like boom. This makes you go super fast, and then you're building the fibers that you need. Yes. Oh, some claps there. Vero and Vale. Ali, your team is very strong. Good, good, good. Okay. And for sharpness, mainly this, and like you can do some sets and everything. Also with bends, same. Let me see if I have a bend. I don't find it now, but you put it around your body and you do boom or boom like this. Boom. Try to separate faster with resistance, which it will be the same than having weights, no? But with bends is better to protect the injuries. Yeah. So fast and fast. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do like this. Yes. 10 times, okay? Put it behind your shoulders, and let's do 10 together. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, and 2, and 3, and faster, 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then you can do, for example, then 10 super fast without stopping. But for you to do a lot of sets that like you create the fast fibers, and then without the band it will be much easier. And also then, but I don't know if you're very young, don't do it. But the weights in the wrist helps a lot to be sharper later. You can also land with weights in the wrist, but be careful if you're under 18 because you have to be grown up before you do weights. Okay. And I don't know if Ali, you want to do a little bit of artistic part.
Yeah, this would be a great time.
Yeah.
Just at least to start plant a seed in their body, you know, that can then water it, it can grow.
Yeah. I will tell you, the other day I did for the first time online, because usually this is very, it's better when it's tangible and present, but we're here, so let's do it. And I was, when you improvise, it's some coaches just say, okay, dance, no? But I find it's difficult to do it like this, and it's better when you're guided a little bit, especially if it's the first times. And I was thinking to do, like, recreate a story, okay? And again, I will put some music and tell you some guidance. And remember that this is like writing for Megan. Like, don't think if it's good or bad, or if it's beautiful or awful. It's just the curiosity of how my arms can move. Let's see, like, it's an experience of how my body can move. I'm like learning. I'm not a world championship of dance because I don't need it now, no? So don't judge yourself saying if it's a good movement or a bad movement. We don't care about this today. Now it's a space to be completely free, and if it's crazy and it's like how I will do this, do it, okay? Because here we don't judge nobody now. If you feel better, you close your camera if you don't want any eyes on you, and I will not look. I will just guide and dance with you. But like really just, even if it's a very silly thing, do it, because who knows, from the most crazy things is where the great ideas come. So I will tell you the first guidance. I was thinking that imagine that you are, instead of in a normal place, you are like involved in caramel or glue. So everything that you try to move, your body is stuck in glue. So imagine you want to start moving, and then it's like, wow, it's like, really imagine that it's very hard to move. And with the music, try to dance, but it's everything super sticky, everything, okay? But I need 1 minute to connect the speaker, so just 1 second. Okay, Spotify. Okay, it's a little bit of, it's not super normal music, okay? It's music that, for me, it makes me feel curiosity and movement. So it's not a normal songs, okay? It's just music, okay? I will just play. I hope you can listen. Let me see. Let me know if you can listen.
It's true. In this life, I've never been the one. And you are.
Okay, good. So let's put this, like, recreate this story in your head. Like, really imagine it's true, that there is glue everywhere and you try to dance, but it's very, very, like, sticky, okay? And if your movement is do the chicken, do it. I mean, we don't care, okay?
I've never.
Yes. Close your eyes if it's more comfortable.
It's true. In this life, I've never been the one. In your eyes, I've never been the truth. All you saw was a broken mirror. And they told me to care when I'm trying to fix your heart.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if it's the first time that you do something like this or not. It's the first time? Tell me. You're muted.
So anybody can answer.
This is my first time.
Yeah.
We've done improv in the water, but not really on land.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's difficult. And the first days it always feels weird because why I will have ideas now, no? But if you really travel to the movie, I'm telling you the story, then it's easier. Like if you really imagine you're stuck in glue and then it's just experience and this is the goal we want, to not think I'm doing a cool movement or not, no. I'm just like observing how my body can move. It's like I'm learning, you know? And how it felt. It felt weird or it felt good? Or just learning?
It felt good.
Okay, next one. Let me see what there was. Yeah. Okay. Now let's do not so a story, but let's find how our body can move. And I will put a song and imagine that the leader of the movement is one part of the body. For example, we start with the wrist, okay? And imagine you're a marionette, but the wrist is the leader of the movement. So imagine I'm starting and whoops, my wrist is moving me this way, so I go back, but then I have the other one pushing me, and then it goes this way, and then this way, and then this way, and I don't know where it's going, but my wrist is leading my body. And then you change from the, you understand what I mean or not? Yeah, no? Do thumbs up if you understand, okay. And then from the wrist, like you're a marionette of the wrist, okay? And then you change to your elbows. So imagine that my elbows are starting, and then I don't know where I will go because it's my elbows, and then they go this way, and then this way, but the elbows are the actual, this way, and then this way, wherever it goes. But remember, there's a lot of space You don't need to be vertical or laying down. You can be diagonal, you can be turning, you can do whatever you want, okay? So be open of anything that can happen. Starting from the wrist, then the elbows. I will tell you elbows. Like really imagine all the ways possible to move, and if you fall, you fall. And at the end, the chest is the one who leads. So from there, like suddenly my chest is going this way, and then it makes me turn, and then ooh, this way, you know? Like make leaders of your body, okay? If you have any questions, just ask me. Next one. I don't know why it's not sounding. Okay, just one sec. I don't know why. Sorry, yeah.
The reason I came with you is your great disguise. Drowning in your myth, I stayed for a while. Times let me go, now I witness fight your glance. Hungry for your
okay, now the elbows. Change to the elbows.
Chasing you should be easier. Slide me down to the other side.
Okay, good. Now chest, chest.
Chasing you through your house of frown. Take me down to the other side. The reason I came with you is your great disguise. Drowned in your myth, I would stay there for a while.
Wow. Very nice. Okay. Okay. Good. How you feel?
I think the chest was definitely the hardest one to do.
Yeah, because in synchro usually we don't move the body, we move the arms a lot, so we are used to this. But I think if we start moving it, then all the movements can become much more interesting, because the chest is where all the emotions are. Like it's much more emotional, so it can create much more cool movements, I think. Yeah, so it's good that you start with it. Okay, you want to do a little bit more, or?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, let me see. 1, 2, 3. This one is emotional. Okay, it's a little bit hard, but it can be cool also. It can be sad, but maybe not. Imagine you're saying goodbye to the most important person in your life. Yeah, I know it's hard, but it's also good to there's a lot of feelings inside this. You can express anger because you don't want to separate You can express gratitude because you had the chance to be with this person. You can express a lot of sadness because you're separating and you will lose it. And you can also be happiness because maybe it's more a lot, very important, but it's not good for you, you know? So feel free to change to the emotions, all of them, and just express. Like if you're sad, you're sad. If you have anger, anger. And bye, I'm separating from you. Don't talk to me because, you know, or thank you because it was great, you know? Okay, this one is a little bit more emotional, yes. Let me see if I can connect the song. Just one sec. Bluetooth, yes. And Spotify library. And I'm trying to connect this. And okay, you're saying bye to the most important person of your life. Nice. How it felt? How it felt, good or too sad? Sometimes it feels good to just play with different movies. Hi. Okay, we do one more or not? Yes, or one?
Can we do a happy one?
Happy. Now it's a happy one. Imagine that dance like you're okay. Let me see. I have to choose one. Yeah. Okay. Imagine you've been in a in a prison for a lot of years, and finally today is the day you go out of prison. So you're actually feel the most powerful feeling ever, and it's like, wow, now I'm able to discover the light, the how the world, like how the beauty of the nature, how is to be friends, how is to have a family. Imagine you've been closed a lot of years, and now is the moment that you can just boom, all the world is yours, you know? Like pure empowerment and happiness and yes, you know, this feeling of yes. Let me see if I can connect the song fast.
Like a river, like a river, like a river.
Last one, pure happiness, power in yourself.
Like a river, shut your mouth and run like a river. How do we fall in love? Harder than a bullet could hit ya. How do we fall apart? Faster than a hairpin trigger. Don't you say, don't you say, don't say, don't you say. One breath, it'll just break. So shut your mouth and run me like a river. Shut your mouth, baby, stand and deliver. Holy hands, pulling me tender. Like a river, like a river. Shut your mouth and run me like a river. Drop this love till the veins start to shiver. One last breath till the tears start to wither. Like a river. Like a river, shut your mouth and run me like a river. Tales of an endless heart. Cursed is a fool who's willing. Can't change the way we are. One kiss away from killing. Don't you say, don't you say, don't say, don't you say. One breath, it'll just break. So shut your mouth and run me like a river. Shut your mouth, baby, stand and deliver. Holy hands, pulling me tender. Like a river. Like a river, shut your mouth and run me like a river. Drop this love till the veins start to shiver. One last breath till the tears start to wither. Like a river, like a river. Shut your mouth and run me like a river. Like a river, like a river.
Wow. Guys, are you sure it's the first day? Because you're moving a lot. Yeah. I mean, usually when it's the first day, a lot of people get collapsed and they don't move at all. So wow. I was looking a little bit now because I was curious. And wow, you were on fire. It was great. Yes. Very good. Very nice to see. Good. I don't know how it felt, but from outside, it felt very good.
Felt free. It was nice to let go and not wonder if someone was watching me or what they thought about it or whatever.
Yeah, this is the key. And online, actually, it's interesting because you can close the camera and then nobody look at you for sure. And I think it's great. And it's good to do it on your own, you know, in your house or your room. You put the music and you just dance. It's another way to write whatever you feel, and then you learn how to express more, no? When you write, at the beginning, you don't have so many words to express, and the more you do it, the more you have different tools to write. So this is the same. The more you dance on your own and you express yourself, the more cool movements you do later because you have like tools.
Super repertoire.
I think the dancing improv personally is easier because whenever I'm doing like synchro improv, I know no one's actually watching, but I feel like there's a lot more pressure for it to look presentable and good because like that's what I do. But with dance, like no one's expecting me to look good because I don't dance, and so I think that's an extra like layer of freedom from it.
And I feel like with synchro, if we improv stuff, I always just go, oh, well, if I just keep doing hybrids, then it isn't embarrassing because I can't see anyone.
I was doing the same at the beginning, like just underwater, no? It's a way of hiding, yeah. You can also try when it's synchro to do it underwater, but actually dance at the beginning and listen only the music, and then you go out step by step. It's also a process, maybe.
Yeah, I understand that. It's easier to do things that you're not expected to be good at. It's like it's almost like the better you are at it, the more pressure there is.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be
Yes.
level.
True. Yeah.
Do you feel that now? Like, I know for myself, I feel like, oh, I was on the national team, so it's supposed to look a certain way or else people think I'm bad or whatever. Like, do you feel any pressure because of like your achievements in the past?
Yeah, for example, sometimes my swimmers ask me to improvise and I feel more pressure than when I was a swimmer because I'm supposed to be very good, but you know, it's not always like this. But then I say, I remember this about who cares, just feel it, and that's all. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all your gifts with us. I don't even know where to start. Maybe we could hear from, I'm going to pick 3 people to maybe say, just pick like one thing that stood out to you about the class or one part that you think will be really memorable for you. How about Becca?
Something that will be really memorable to me is hearing someone who's had experience outside of just like a normal competition talk about like what they've done and how to cope with things. And I think that's going to help me do better in this sport now.
Okay, that's good to hear.
How about Michaela?
I really liked like how you taught us like how you do everything, and like because I like that will help me get a lot better to like do stuff.
Michaela, can you try to say what you're saying on Samantha's camera if you guys are in the same room? Yours is really choppy. It's hard to hear you.
No, yours. Wait, my computer's choppy.
Yeah, your connection's just a little bit choppy, I guess. I don't know. Try one more time.
I just really liked how she explained. Okay. I really liked how she explained like how her team like worked together and how good they were like as a team.
The team aspect. Okay. Growing as a team instead of just an individual. Thank you, Michaela. How about Sarah N?
Well, I follow your Instagram. Like, I watch all the national team, like, live videos that have been happening. And I feel like when I think of the national team and, like, the coaches, it's, like, this whole nother level of, like, people. Like, it's just, like, I know you guys are real people, but it's, like, celebritized in my mind. And I think it was just so cool that you were willing to come on our practice, and you were so friendly, and, like, you didn't have this attitude, like, oh, I'm so much better than you guys. You were willing to share your tricks and, like, tips, like the pillow thing I really liked. And I think it's just so cool that it's like I'm talking to you right now and that you're just so friendly and everything. And that you're willing to work with us.
Yeah, I enjoy more when I don't try to look somebody that I'm not, and I don't feel above nobody, so I feel more comfortable when I'm, you know, I always thought that I can learn from everybody, like even from a baby. So because I think it's a good mindset to learn more, and you're never above nobody in anything, you know. It's much more than this. It's like about sharing. It's for me more rewarding than anything. So I'm happy you felt friendly.
That's great. Is there anyone else who would like to share something that they learned? Quinn, go ahead.
Yeah, like Sarah, I like have known you for like a while, like online and stuff. Like I've seen your routines and stuff for a while, so it was really cool. when Coach Ali said that you were coming, I was excited. And yeah, like just like the same thing Sarah said, like I feel like at meets or when you see people swim, it's always like this totally different thing because you don't like talk to them or anything. You just see like such like a big confident person and you're like, oh, that's really scary. Like I wonder if I have to be scary. But then it's like you talk to a person, it's like, oh, they're just like a really nice person.
Yeah, I had the same feeling the first time I talked to one of the Russian swimmers. Like for me, it was like, wow, they are, you know, a rock, that's all. And when I talked to them, it was like, wow, they are actually the same as everybody. And then it's fine to, it's good to see it. Yes, it's cool.
Beautiful. Any other comments? Speak up now or, oh, Tamara.
This is the most randomest thing, but I just have to ask. Like, I don't know, this is like just popped in my mind. When you were at like the Olympics, was the pool really cold? Like, or was it, everyone's like laughing at me. They're like, why are you asking this? But like, I'm just wondering.
Okay, depend on which Olympics. The 2004 were my first Olympics and it was a perfect pool. It was outdoors in Greece. The stands were, it was my first Olympics and the stands were around the pool, not like only sideways and far. And the people was very warm and welcoming and very excited to see us. And it was, I think, like I never swam in front of so many people. No? It was like 5,000 or something like this. So I was like, wow, it looks like I'm a football player, no? But, and the pool was perfect, like even too hot. We had to complain about it's too hot, I'm dying, you know? And then 4 years later in 2008, it was in China. It was horrible. It was like a cube, like you were freezing, like just entering the pool, it was more cold than the outside. And it was indoor. And it was that time 8,000 people, which was more than ever, but silence. Like all the Chinese people were like, you know? I was like, how is it possible that I don't feel them if there are so many? So it was kind of more like an internal competition. It was very good because we achieved our first Olympic medal, but I was shocked about the atmosphere, the outside, no? And also I was super nervous because we had a lot of pressure for the first time. And my last Olympics were in London and it was the best pool ever. Like underwater, you could see like normal outside. It was, I never had this feeling before. A lot of light and the sun was perfect. Like you want to swim there. And it was almost 20,000 people. Like imagine that I couldn't see the last person and everybody was like, wow! And it was the best feeling ever. It was great. Like I think about it and I have goosebumps still because that's why the moment of like making everybody share because they gave us so much energy that they wanted to give them also something, no? And the pool was the best one ever. You can go one day if you go to London, the aquatic center, and you will enjoy to swim there. Yeah.
Wait, this is also kind of off topic, but related to what Tamara said, how is the chlorine in the pools?
In the, where exactly?
In the Olympic pools, because I feel like there's some beats where you go and it's like your eyes are like burning.
I don't know what happens here in the US, but everybody is worried about this. And like my swimmers, actually, they have very sensitive eyes. And I don't know if the chlorine is different or something, but it's something that here it concerns a lot of people. I'm surprised about it. I don't know if the chemicals are different or something, but I never had this, like, yes, if you're too much hours without goggles, you feel it. But once I arrived here is when I realized that the swimmers were so worried about it. Maybe it's too hard or too strong, I don't know. But it's like 5 minutes and they are already like, ah! And I'm like, what? Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question. Has your nose clip ever fallen off at a meet?
Yeah. Yes, and you know what I did? I was sometimes training myself if this happens, how I can do it, because I don't have, you know, there's people who do like this, like, I don't know how to do it well, but I have very thin lips. So it was like at the beginning, no? And then I learned how to do it like, so you, boom. And then like, okay, if this happens, I'm not dying because I know how to do it without a little bit. but it was like learning, because it gave me calm to know that if it happens, I don't have a problem. Or sometimes at practice, for example, last year we were like, okay, imagine that your nose clip falls here. What you do? So actually practicing, you have no second nose clip here, no, in the suit. Some people in the fingers, but you have always a second nose clip just in case it happens. And then we practice this. Okay, it falls here. Everybody, like, boom, take out in this moment, and then you have to do it before it's the next arm. You know. So we actually practice it sometimes. This year we didn't have time still, but it's in, like, I want always to practice any situation, because this gives confidence. We were talking about confidence before. The more you're prepared for anything, the more confident you are, no? So what can happen? This, no? For example, one day we arrived to the pool last year, and I said, okay, let's visualize the routine. Like, imagine you're in the Olympic Games, like creating this sensation, and I was putting the music, land drilling in their heads. And then I said, okay, now suddenly you don't have any coach because they had to go to the hospital for anything, you know? A super weird situation. And now in 2 hours, you have to compete, but you don't have coaches. Make it happen, you know? And then in 2 hours, we play the music and it's the competition. And then it's like, what? Okay, we don't have how we lead ourselves. Okay, let's try. You're the leader on the patterns, you will be the leader of the counts, you look, the alternate looks, the, you know, corrections. They made it happen, and they were actually gives like happy to be able to compete without coaches, for example, no? And you create a lot of different situations because it's funny also to do it, and it gives a lot of confidence that no matter what happens, I will be able to do it, you know, because I already practiced it before. These kind of things are funny to do, and if it doesn't happen, you create, like, for me, I was like doing like following the nose clips and try. So, you know, because otherwise sometimes the practice is long and everything, so you make your own funny stuff. Yeah.
We didn't have time to get funny before the quarantine, but maybe after.
Yeah. No, same with me. When there is a lot of, like, there's no time and you have a lot of pressure for results and everything, it's difficult to have time for this. But sometimes when you remember that it's important also, you can make it like even more useful, no?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much on behalf of the team. And
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I had fun also with you this afternoon. Thank you for listening and for being so absorbing information, because if I helped a little bit, I'm happy. Okay, so if anytime you have any question and you have my Instagram, like some of you are following me, just ask me, or you ask to Ali, and you know, I like to do these kind of things because I was also in your place one day in the past, so I know what is it. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
A pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
See everybody on Saturday.